So it's a matter of mindset, and it's a matter of looking at the facts and deciding what you believe in. My name is Joyce Odidison, and welcome to What's Happening at Work podcast. I am so excited that you're joining me today for this podcast. And here we're going to talk about what's happening at work any day of the time, any time of the day, because there are so much that's happening. For me, for one, I believe that we have a crisis. We have a crisis happening with professionals at work, and we're so quiet and complacent that I don't even know what's going to happen. Every day we have millions of professionals who are not able to come to work because they're facing some form of issue, be it a financial issue, some family stress, something that's taxing on their psychosocial, that's preventing them from being functional, being able to go to work, being able to uh, be part of a contributing part of our workforce. And this is not okay. This is not okay. We need to do more about it. We need to find a way to fix this. It is not right. It is time for us to do what it takes to make it right. As for me, I'm doing my part. There are a couple of things I'm doing right now that I think I know that's helping. We've cut some of our services down to half price. We've done so many things to help to deal with those issues, but sometimes, I just got off an interview with a professional, and he says, there's a lot of talk about it, Joyce. There's a lot of talk. Everybody's talking about it, but in reality, there are no services, there are no support. And at the end of the day, what people need is support. People need support to stay well. I am so sick and tired of people telling me about mental health and mental health first aid and mental health. Well, why are you going to wait until my mental health is in crisis for you to slap a band-aid on it and give me a first aid? Why not support me as a whole person that I can live my very best life so that when I show up to work, I have some strength, some emotional intelligence. I am psychosocially well to be at work to deal with the challenges of our clients and customers, because I serve a lot of clients in customer service area, and where they're serving clients, and they're saying, you know what, Joyce, customers are more angry, they're more upset, they're more demanding, they're taking out their stresses on me. And this is the way of the world. It's only going to get worse, folks. This is the reality. It's going to get worse. And we have to do our part to ensure that we are ready. This is why we have launched the well-being meetups. I I'm only one person, and my team, my faculty team, we're only one group, and we can only do so much. So we have launched the well-being meetups, and this is one more way for employees to help their employees to stay well, employers to help their employees to stay well, employees to help themselves to stay well, professionals to help themselves to stay well. There is no other way. You cannot exist just crisis management and then you go back to what you were doing, and then crisis management, and then you go back to what you were doing, and then crisis management, and you're kind of hoping that something is going to stick or things are going to magically get better. It doesn't work that way. It's not going to magically get better. It's not, right? We have to do something about it. We have to change the way we're thinking. We have to change the way we're talking. We have to change the services we offer. We have to change the supports we are giving to our employees so they can stay well. That's it. As a professional, as a business owner, you may be an entrepreneur. Everybody is out there now. They're doing their own gig. Now, all of a sudden, you don't have the wraparound program that you had, extended health benefits, and you have to figure that out on your own. You have to get that on your own, and maybe you're just starting out and you don't have the cash flow to do that. Well, welcome to reality. That's the challenge of being your own boss. You have to take care of your whole self. And if that's you right now, you're saying, look at my cash, my bank balance, there's nothing in there. I can't afford extended help. Well, this is where well-being meetups meet you, right? We're launching the well-being meetups, and well-being meetups happen twice a week. Once a week doesn't do it anymore. Our lives are too busy. It's too crazy. We have too much going on. We need support that we can tap into when we need it. We cannot afford to be on a waiting list for 6 months to get to talk to a professional or get some kind of prescription or be told we need additional help. It just doesn't work anymore. We need support that is tailored to our needs, that can help us to deal with the issues that we're dealing, to face the challenges of our lives. If you're single, there's challenges because it's one income, and there's loneliness, and there's nobody to talk to, and there's all of those things, right? If you're married, well, then there's the stress of another crazy person that you've added to your life with their own shenanigans and their old idiosyncrasies and everything like that, that you have to figure out so you can couple together, right? It just, if you have kids, well, then welcome. There's a whole other level of craziness you have to add, right? From them, when them being cute and cuddly baby, all the way up to them leaving your home, or after they've left your home, they're still your children. They're making choices, and you can't just tell them to stop anymore because they don't listen to you. They're adults on their own. So now you worry. Oh my goodness, how are they going to change their life? Will they change their life? So there are just so many. Like, it's just one. You graduate from one level to the next, right? As a woman entrepreneur, I have been 27 years as, as a female entrepreneur, right? 32 years of married life with another professional in a first responder job, shift work with lots of craziness, health issues, adult children, right? I know it sometimes it just feels like everything is piling on, and you're like, when the hell is it going to stop? Like, where does it end? Where do you move from one, where do you coast? Where does the coast start? So you have to steal those moments for yourself. You have to create those moments for yourself. Create those moments where you pause. Create those moments where you're going to stop and say, hey, I am going to take care of me. I don't care who else is hurting or upset or need me right now. I am going to take care of myself, because guess what? If I don't take care of myself, I am no longer able to take care of you. So, how do you do that, Joyce? And I keep getting asked that question. So, let me share this with you. This is the model that I'm using with my clients in my business and in my teaching, and it has blown up, right? This is my wellness improvement system model. And this model gives you a framework. It shows you how to care for yourself in 9 ways, 9 dimensions of well being. You go spiritual wellness, social wellness, emotional wellness, occupational wellness, intellectual, environmental, financial, physical, interpersonal. Well, you're saying, well, what the heck? How do I get to that place where I can take care of myself that way? And I say, well, by joining the well-being meetups. Because what we're doing is that we're going to cover all of these dimensions. Each week, we take a little teeny tidbits, bite size. And there are 12 months of the year. So we make it easy for you. Each month, we focus on one of the well-being competencies that align with these 9 dimensions of wellness. And over our 4 weeks, we touch on little elements, little micro learning bits, little hacks we can use for our well being to improve our lives, to deal with the stress, deal with the conflict, resolve that conflict, to go back to that relationship, to that spouse, or to that boss, or to that coworker and say, you know what? I was thinking, let's renegotiate. Let's look at this again. Let's start over. Let's change the trajectory in our relationship. Let's work this out. That's what we do. That's what I've been doing for 27 years. Clients come back, right? The clients I coach, the clients that's been sent by their employers, they tell me the same thing. This has changed my life. So I am inviting you to join me for well-being meetups. They start up and they give you an opportunity to start living well, because it's a crisis out there, and it's only those of us who've recognized it and taking those steps to improve ourselves, improve our lives, and to get the support we need. Those are the ones of us that are going to survive. The rest, I don't know what's going to happen. We need support. Humans need support, because you know what? It's so easy to fall back into the same pattern, doing the same thing, going nowhere, and staying in the same cycle. That's why we need ongoing support. And that's what we provide in the well-being meetup sessions. When you join the well-being meetup, we actually give you a seven-day trial. So you get to attend 2 sessions free. When you join the well-being meetups, you get the support you need. We go through each competency, and the well-being intelligence competency curriculum that I've developed behind that is another structure that we will follow to learn the things that will help us to stay well, help us to stay sane. I mean, where is the preservation of mental health? Nobody talks about preserving mental health. All you hear them talk about mental health, like after the fact. We want to preserve our mental health. I want to preserve my mental health. So I've been working on that, and I want you to benefit from that, because I've been helping clients to preserve their mental health for decades. So together, we're going to help you preserve your mental health, so you don't have to show up to work dragging yourself, being depressed, staying in these toxic conflicts. I mean, having bosses that are not talking to you, degrading you, just being just rude, dehumanizing you, colleagues that are disrespecting you. This is happening still in our workplaces. And with everyday stresses of life, who can deal with that without falling apart? This is not right. It should not be happening. And this is exactly why well-being meetups are happening. They are going to give you the tools to deal with those spiritual aspects of your life, those integrity, those trust issues. Help you to not just giving you fluffy things, but actual tools that you can go back and do something with in your life, structures you can implement in your life. You're going to hear what other people are doing, how they're exercising the tools, and then you're going to be able to say, hey, I can do that too. So you're going to get the encouragement of the group. You're going to join the group coaching sessions. You're going to hear be part of the well-being competency teachings. You're going to be able to get those support and tips. And you, when you have your weekly facilitation, you can join in and say, hey, I have a conflict. So everyone in the group there will be an opportunity, an open opportunity for you to identify what support you need this today. And you can send that in. The first ones who send in their support requests will be the ones that we pull up to talk. So hey, more incentive to do that. And then you come back again later that week. If you didn't get in, then maybe you'll get in for the next. So we're really giving you that opportunity to get the help and the tools you need to deal with the stuff that's going on in your life, the things that are driving you crazy, right? Because if we don't deal with them, I don't care how many first aid you put on, they're still going to show up. They're right there looking at you. So we need to practice well-being in our lives. Well-being is about being contented, being fulfilled, being able to solve the problems in your life, dealing with the challenges and the roadblocks to your happiness, your success, your pleasure. That's what it is. Because life is so darn short. We need to find more times for happiness and pleasure. And so this is what I want to invite you to do today. Go to our website at interpersonalwellness.com and click on the well-being assessment. Go into assessment. You get to do the full assessment of this model. You get to see how well you're doing, and you get to identify your well-being risks. And then you get right into, you choose one of the options to come into the well-being meetups. We also have the well-being meetup page on the site that you can go directly into it, and we're going to drop the QR code here for you so you can also get access to the well-being meetups, because you know what, at the end of the day, life is short, and the support you have, none of us can excel without support, and we need the right support, right? And we don't just need support once in a while. You need to be able to ebb and flow and say, when do I need, what kind of support do I need? And we have to continually learn and grow so we can get better, so we can fine tune our skills, so we can excel. How are you going to make that $1 million a year business if you're not taking care of your emotional, your social, your spiritual, your intellectual well-being? How are you going to be that amazing spouse if you're not doing that? I mean, guys, this is for you too. Some of you walk around with your pants falling half your butt down, and you're not being that person, and you know your significant other is at work being pulled down, mistreated, and you're glazed over. Wake up, guys. You need to continually learning. You need to read. You need to learn. This is for male and female. These are for professionals and for individuals who want to learn continually and improve their well-being so they can meet their next level of success. I mean, go to any professional sport player out there and see what they have behind them. A coach and a team. And that's what we're providing for you with the well-being intelligence and the whole well-being meetup. We're providing you with a team and a coach so you can be well and have the best possible life and possibility of being successful in any aspect of your life, your business, your marriage, your relationships, your professional life at work. This is a time for us to deal with the crisis at hand so we can be successful. Joyce Odidison here. Thank you for joining in today's podcast. It's really here at what's happening at work. We talk about what's happening at work, because when I get off the call with someone, or I get off a recording with a client and they're like, this is what's going on, well, I want to share with you what I think about it and what we should be doing, because in every workplace, yes, you may have EAP program, but you only go to EAP when there's a crisis, right? But most people don't. Only 37% of employees use EAP program. And that's what a really great usage. This well-being meetup is just yours. You can choose to attend. You can choose to come. There's no report in you. It's all about you taking that leadership in your life. You taking that driver's seat and saying, I want to be well. I want to be one of those people who see the light and want to fix what's going on so I don't get caught off guard. Joyce Odidison here. Join us again for next episode of What's Happening at Work, because every day at work in our lives, we see new things, we learn, we grow, and we can deal with the stresses in a much better way. Join us again. Take care. Share this podcast with someone if you like what you hear. And I'll see you and hear you at the next podcast. Take care and be well. Bye now.